Welcome back, class. Thanks for tuning in. We're in week 9, part 1 here, and so I know that this is the last week before summer break, so the topic we're doing this week is logarithmic form. I kind of said that last week, if you were tuning in for the Zoom, that we're going to stick with this topic. This is the last topic of the year that we need to talk about anyway. And it's one of those things that some people are very confused. The video last week was just garbage, so hopefully this week will make a little more sense. I just picked a select few problems. I think I picked out 5 real basic logarithmic problems. This stuff that I really want you to know. It's not. I know that I showed you some properties last week, like product form and quotient form, or product rule and quotient rule, and then power rule. Today's video is really based on, do we just know how to go from exponent, like you're seeing here on my iPad? Let me flip to the iPad. Exponent form, which you see here, 2 to some power equals 8, or logarithmic, where you just change it to a logarithm. Now, this problem that you're seeing here in a log is written this: log base 2 of 8 is equal to the power. Now remember, a logarithm is equal to the power that was on the base number. So that's how I know. When I look at a logarithm, I'm automatically thinking this thing is equal to the power that I should have put on the base. The base was 2, and it's going to make 8. Now, we talked about this problem last week, that the answer should be 3, because 2 to the 3rd power is 8. So that's what I'm trying to guess. What power do you put on this 2 that makes this number here? Now, if it's a nice clean number like this problem, perfect, fine and dandy. If it's not, that's where you do a logarithm. It'll give you the decimal that you should have put on that 2. So that's where these come into play. So if you're trying to guess, maybe it's a bank account. You're trying to figure out, okay, when will your savings account or your credit card mature to a certain level where you can't make the payment anymore, or maybe it's to a savings account where you get to the number you need so you can pay off a loan, that type of thing. So that's what we're looking at. So let's jump right in here, and hopefully this makes sense. So we only got 5 problems here, and then I submitted a Google form to you, and so you can kind of work on that. Now just remember, this stuff is just kind of based on what we did last week. I'm just kind of going to dumb it down, just kind of do the basics here. So what you're looking at here is, what is log base 5 of 0.0016? Now, we're going to type this in the calculator just so you can see it. It's asking for the decimal. But I'm going to change this to exponential so you can see what the original problem should have been. So, as an exponential, let's write this down. Log base 5 of 0.0016. What is this equal to? So this is 5 to some mystery power is equal to, because this is circle method, 5 to this power equals this thing. Because remember, the log is equal to the power that was on the base number. That's where the question mark has to go on the power. And that's equal to 0.0016. Now, what I'm thinking about already is that this power that we're trying to figure out is going to be a fraction, or a decimal. Now, how I know that is because 5 to the first power is 5. 5 to the second power is 25. So it's definitely less than 1. So it's got to be a decimal, because that's how I need to turn this thing into 0.016. So it has to be a decimal. So that's what I'm automatically thinking. So that's why it's kind of nice to know that. Like, can I guess at this number before I start? Now, I'm just going to type this in a calculator so you can see this. Now, again, how I type this problem in the calculator is you do this. This is what they call the change of bases, how we type stuff in the calculator. So log of 0.0016, and then I'm dividing by log of 5. So this 5 drops out the bottom and becomes its own log. This is what I'm typing in. This thing will equal this number there. It's just a different way of writing it so you can type it in a calculator. Now, some of you have really nice calculators. You can just type that in exactly, plug the numbers where they need to go, and hit enter. I don't have that. You can see it on my Mac here. Let me clear my calculator out. This is the calculator I have. So I have a very, very basic one. Most scientific calculators are just this way. They just have log buttons like this. It's always in base 10. So I want to type this in. So I'm going to type in the 0.0016, and then I'm going to hit the log button. So the top number ends up being negative 2.79588. That's the top number. The bottom number, I need to hit the 5 button, then hit the log. The bottom number is 0.6989. While my dog needs up here. This is Lucy. Alright, I gotta put her on the bed here. Okay, there we go. Alright, sorry. So these are my 2 numbers. I'm going to divide these numbers out. So if I divide these two numbers, so this is negative 2.79588, and I'm going to divide by 0.6989. All right, so I'm dividing this, and it'll be negative. I didn't put the negative sign on it. So it's going to end up being negative 4.0000. So what this is telling me, it's just a bunch of zeros there. I actually had too many, but basically what I'm assuming that this is probably what it is. It's probably just negative 4. So when I plug 5 to the negative 4th power, 5 to the negative 4th, that should equal this number. So, or something very, very close to it. So that means if a negative power means it's in a fraction form. So 5 to the 4th power in the bottom, that should equal this number right here. That's what it's probably telling me. So it didn't actually end up being too much of a decimal. I'm betting it's just a clean 4. In fact, I'm going to type that in. Let's see if this actually works here. So 5 to the power of 4, that's negative. Yeah, there you go. So it was 5 to the 4th power. Now, why I assumed it was 5 to the 4th and not some crazy decimals, because there's so many zeros, it was probably just telling me it was close enough. All right. Let's jump right back in. Hopefully you can see my iPad. There. Okay, so let's jump right back in. Hopefully that made sense to you. Let's go to the next problem. So we have this in exponential form. It's 2 to the 10th power equals 1024. I'm going to change this to logarithmic. Now, I always like to write it like this. I don't know why. It's just a pet peeve of mine. This way I like to write it. I like to have the base on the left side. So the circle method is this, where you start with the base. So log of base 2 of 1024 is equal to the power of 10. This is logarithmic form. Now, again, we don't have to solve anything on this one. We just had to write it in a different form. So it was kind of practicing those skills that we should have learned. But again, this is the idea. A log is always equal to the power that you're putting on the base. So that's why the 10 is on the one side, because it's the power we're trying to get. Okay, let's go to the next one. That was the answer for that one. So we have to figure out this one. So what power do you put on a 4? That would give you 256. That's what we're trying to figure out. Now, we're going to type that in a calculator here in a second. Let's try to write this in exponential form. So 4 to this power equals this number. So 4 to the mystery power equals 256. That's kind of this is really the problem that we're actually solving. We're trying to figure out that number. 4 to the first power is 4. You can't even see that. Video feed's right in the way. 4 to the first power is 4. 4 to the second power is 16. You get the idea. 4 to the third power is 64. Blah, 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 blah. And you just keep going. All right, now, to figure out this number, I'm going to type in that original log problem. So this is log. Whoa, what happened? My feed went away. Oh, weird. Okay, interesting. So log of 256 divided by log of 4. Because again, this 4 will drop out the bottom, it's the base. So when you want to type this in a calculator, this is how I have to type it in. But again, you could, if you had a really nice calculator, maybe they just allow you to type that in exactly how you look. But I want to type in that. So what do we have? I'm going to go back to my calculator here. Okay, going back to my calculator. So let's see, calculator, there we go. Okay, so 256, hit the log button. That's 2.4, so this is 2.4082. And then the log of 4 on the bottom, so hit the 4 log button. So 0.6020, okay? And then I'll divide those numbers. So 2.4082, and I'm going to divide by 0.6020. 0.6020. And I get 4 again. Alright, so this is just a random coincidence, sorry. So I'm getting 4 point blah 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 blah. Alright, so it looks like my power should be 4. 4 to the 4th power should be 256. Let's check that out. 4 to the 4th power, 256, so it's correct. Again, if it was a decimal, I'd just write down the decimal, but this is actually ending up being nice whole numbers. They're all 4s so far. Let's go to the next problem. We have 2 problems left here. All right, what do we have? Log to the third power. So, or sorry, log base 3, I should say, of 729. And I know this one is not going to be a 4 again. 3 to the fourth power is 81, so it won't be that again. So 729, we're trying to figure out what this is. So 3 to the power of the question mark is equal to 729. Because again, circle method allows me to write that. It was in the log form, now I wrote it in exponential. That's what we're trying to guess at. So again, 3 to the first is 3. Why won't it just let me write on my screen? 3 to the second power is 9. You get the idea. And we're trying to figure out the power. All right, so let's type this in. Again, what I'm going to type in is log of 729 and divide by log of 3. That's the base number. So again, it falls out the bottom if you're going to do a change of base formula. So 729, let me go right back to my calculator here. All right, so 729, hit the log button. So this is 2.8627. All right, and then I'm going to divide by, what is this? We have 3 log. Ooh, not 2, but 3. 3 log, there we go. 0.477112. Okay. Let's type that in. So 2.8627 divide by 0.47712. And I'm getting, wow, okay, so it's telling me on my screen that I'm getting 5.999999. So basically I'm assuming it's probably a 6. That's what I'm assuming. So let's go to that. So let's try this out. 3 to the 6th power. So 3 to the power of, so I have to do the little x to the y key. 3 to the power of 6, 729. So yeah. Again, you could have guessed at these. I'm just trying to pick easy ones so you understand what's going on here. All right. Last problem here. So let's go to the final problem of this week. Hopefully this is starting to make sense. Log of 2, or log of base 2, of 0.015625. All right, and we want to get what this is equal to. So 2 to some power is equal to 0.15625. All right, so this is not going to be a pretty number, because again, just like before, 2 to the first power, that's 2. 2 to the second power is 4. So I can already tell it's got to be a decimal. So it's got to be some, it's got to be some number negative or something like that. So it's going to be some, some crazy number that will get me to this. So again, how I'm going to type this in: log of the 0.015625. That's the top number, and then we're dropping that base number at the bottom, the log base 2, because again, I'm going back to this formula to figure out how to type it into my calculator so you can see. Let's go to my calculator here. All right, so 0.015625, hit the log button, so there's the top number. So negative 1.806179. And the log of 2 to the log button, that's 0.301029. All right, and I'm going to divide these numbers. Sorry, those zeros are really bad looking. Okay, so let's clear this out. So we have what? Negative. So just to remember, it's negative. So negative 1.806. 1.806179. And I'm going to divide by... This is the problem with using a stupid calculator from a computer. 06179. I wish I could just clear that back number. And divide by 0.301029. Boom, 6. 6. Wow. These are just random numbers I picked too. Those happen to be the same numbers. Subconsciously, I must have known it. All right. So there you go. So the power should have been negative 6. Sorry. It should be a negative. I forgot negative sign on it. So it should be a negative 6 on that. So 2 to the negative 6. That's moving the negative sign, moves the 2 to the bottom, makes it the power 6. And this should be 2 to the 6th power is at 64. And so 1 over 64 should be the number that they have there. 1 divided by 64. Yeah, there you go. So it did work. Okay. I know that's a lot. All right, that was our last problem. Again, thank you for all those who are actively participating each week. I know that you guys are very committed to doing these. I really appreciate that. Again, this Wednesday coming up, if there's any late assignments or missing work or anything that you're trying to fix to boost your grade, just let me know. It's due by Wednesday this week, so keep that in mind. I know that school's sending out emails for student council votes and checking in books and getting your late fees taken care of. So keep that in mind. There's a lot of stuff going on this week and next week. But again, take care of yourself, stay healthy, stay safe, and I hope to see you real soon. Bye.